If you are looking for that toned and defined look that you crave, but you feel like it does not matter how much you diet or how much cardio you do, you are still not getting it, I need you to hear me out. You guys have no idea how many people I see that jump into their journey and all they want is to lose fat because they feel like that is going to give them the tone and defined look they're looking for. But something that people fail to understand is that it does not matter how lean you get. If you do not have any muscle mass underneath to showcase when you get lean, you're still going to have that soft, skinny fat look, is what they like to call it. And if that's you, right, I'll need you to look at me in the eyes right now. And I want you to shift your mindset into, instead of losing more weight or losing more body fat, I need you to focus and putting yourself in a position where you're actually gaining muscle for at least 6 months to a year. Not only is that going to help your body composition actually start to change, because like I said, there's going to be actual muscle mass underneath the skin and body fat for you to showcase, which is really what most people are looking for when they say they're looking for a toned body or to tone their body, is they want that fit look. They want that nice muscle, I take care of my body look. So a few reasons why you should really focus on building muscle mass. Number one, the more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism is, which means you're going to burn more calories, expand more energy with just your day-to-day activities. So if you really focus on gaining some muscle mass, the next time you do want to get leaner and lose some body fat, you won't have to restrict yourself as much in calories, because naturally your body's already going to burn more energy even just at rest. And the downside of always chasing fat loss is the fact that your body is going to have to get energy from somewhere if you're constantly in a calorie deficit. And the sad part is that our body actually breaks down muscle for energy when we're not giving it enough through nutrition and food. So if your body is having to break down muscle mass for energy, you already know what that means. It means you're losing more muscle. So not only is that going to affect the body composition and how you look when you do get slimmer, but also it's going to affect massively how your metabolism is working, which means you're going to have to restrict your calories a ton for you to even continue to see the needle move in the right direction. But this is another thing that I really want you to hear me out on. And this is something that I really try to emphasize on when talking to one of our members, one of our clients, is at the end of the day, the whole purpose of this journey is that we want to live a long and independent life, right? Meaning you don't want to get to your 50s and 60s and have to depend on other people pushing you in a wheelchair or having to utilize a walker. Now, this is where really focusing on building muscle mass really gets important. You guys see all the older people that get really frail and are unable pretty much to get themselves out of their own seat. The reason that happens is because they never did anything to focus on maintaining or building muscle mass. So when they get to that age, their little bit of muscle that they have is so weak that they don't even have the capability or the strength to really do those things on their own. Now, muscle mass loss is a natural process that happens as we start to age. But you can definitely combat that by ensuring, number one, that you're consuming enough protein, and number two, that you're strength training and constantly challenging those muscles so that they can grow and also maintain their functionality. Another reason why it's so important too is obviously muscle mass not only protects our bones, but also protects our joints. So when you think of all of those things, right? When you think of living a long and independent life, right? Even as you get older, as you start to age, it's crazy because now you see all these 70 and 80-year-old people like running marathons and doing all these incredible things. And it's genuinely just because when they were younger and when they had the opportunity, they still focused on maintaining those muscles and even growing them so that when they got to that age, they're still able to use them. And I'm not saying you should never chase fat loss and getting leaner. But what I am saying is that if you have been doing that for so long and you still don't see the changes or the body that you've been wanting to see, I promise you, I'm talking to you from experience, right? I encourage you, take the next 6 months to a year to just put yourself in a calorie maintenance or a calorie surplus and really start emphasizing on building muscle mass through consuming enough protein, consuming enough calories, and also strength training and challenging those muscles at least 3 to 4 times a week. If you do that for 6 months to a year and you're really consistent and you really take the time to build a muscle, in a year, you can go in a calorie deficit and start to get leaner, but you will see a significant change in your actual body composition. So, for the next 6 months to a year, I need you to shift your mindset and really focus on different things like how strong can I get? And maybe even just shifting your goals towards performance goals instead of really chasing that scale continuing to go down. Focus on really fueling your body properly and making it actually an athletic body. This is something that I like to say, right? Everybody wants to look athletic without being athletic. But if you take some time to really focus on actually becoming athletic, inevitably your body is going to change and it's going to look athletic. Bottom line of this whole video, guys, is if you really want to get that defined tone look you're craving, I encourage you to stop focusing on the scale going down and start focusing on building some muscle mass. I promise you that is a secret weapon. I hope this was helpful, guys. If it was, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and also, if you have any more questions about this, shoot them down in the comments. I would love to answer them. And guys, besides that, like I said, focus on building muscle and just focus on becoming 1% better every single day. Let's go.